Hi friends, welcome in. I'm Honey, and it's been a while since I've done one of these. We are going to be making a worn brick code. I'm going to go ahead and just do the 6-piece code, if you guys are familiar with that. So it's just basically to take up less design slots on my island. My island does not have a lot of custom code slots. So we're just gonna jump right in, and this is the color palette that I chose. If I'm going to be honest, the way I got this is the way I showed you guys in one of my previous videos. I went to acpatterns.com, the pattern editor. I put in a photo of a color brick that I liked, and then I went in and took the color palette and borrowed the colors from there so that I had a base to work with. And then on my own, I went and made them a little more saturated and a little bit darker because for some reason, their codes always come out just a little bit too light for me. For the starting pattern, for the starting design, I make a horizontal line every 8th square down, and then I make a vertical line every 16th square, and then I just make sure that I stagger them on the way down so that they're not all exactly in the same spot, so so it looks like brick. And then I go in and I texturize the bricks so they look a little more natural as you're walking on them. I know it looks really funny in these pixelized photos, but then when you get it on the ground, it really does look nice, I promise. And I play with the colors just a little bit to find hues that are working for me, and I do this as I go along. I like doing this as I go along. It does help kind of in the moment when you're working on it in the moment. It does help. If you need to, I would recommend putting this square down on the ground and then just popping out of the editor to see what it's looking like and what the colors you chose are looking like, and see what your texture is looking like, and then adjust from there. Or you can screenshot this square when it's completely done, and you can copy it if you'd like, because that's fine. I mean, I started off like that too, using pre-made patterns for myself, and then I learned how to just kind of texturize them myself and make adjustments to suit my own style and my own needs. So there's no shame in just borrowing things that already work and kind of working from there and making your own thing out of it. So that is totally an okay thing to do as well. So we're just gonna finish texturizing this up, and then I'm going to add some wearing to it, which is gonna be another fun little project that we're doing. This brick is gonna be used for fall, so I did want it to be like that orangey red kind of brick. And then I didn't want the little concrete, I guess, in between the brick, the mortar, I don't know what it's called. Anyways, I didn't want it to look too perfect, so I went ahead and added a variation in the texture. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of holes in wearing and pixelization to make it look a little more natural, a little more realistic. My island is cozy core, so I want it to be very cozy and natural feeling. And that is what I go with on this island. So we're adding some holes, some cracks in our brick where the grass is going to peek through. I just love the way that looks personally. It's like my favorite. So we're going to go ahead and do that. You can feel free to not do this part of it if you really want a clean looking brick. That is totally up to you. So then I added places where the concrete mortar, whatever it is, would be spilling over because the brick would be cracked, right? So we're just trying to add some realism here, make it look a little bit realistic when we put it down on the ground, and hopefully, have it shine through. I will say at the end of this, I am using this code currently on my island, and I do like the way it looks. I love the way it came out. I think it's great. I have not uploaded it yet, but by the time this video comes out, I'm sure I will have, and I'm sure I will have released the creator code over on my Instagram, so keep an eye out for that over there. If I remember, I'll put it in the description of this video, or someone will ask and I'll put it in the description of the video if you would just like to use this one and not come up with your own. You can feel free to do this in any color. You can make it so much darker, so much lighter. You can make it black or gray. And right now what we're going to do is just the sides. So I'm making the brick look like it's cracked on the sides, and that's kind of how I'm working it through. This is a side piece. We're doing another side piece on the other side. And yeah, so we're just gonna do these two side pieces. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I have no idea. I'm sorry, I'm so awkward. But yeah, we're just adding some cracks. I want them to be pretty straight and good and chunky. I don't want it to look like very, very pixelized, like dirt or grainy. I want it to look very solid and kind of chunky and like cracked. So that is what I'm going for with this. And then we're just gonna do the top and bottom pieces just the same way we did the side pieces. And Kato has a really great video on how to piece these all together that she made, if you want to go look that up. And if not, then maybe I will make a video at some point of how to like lay this kind of path down. It's been done a lot, but I keep forgetting that there are people still buying the game, and if you need anything like that, feel free to ask me and I'd be happy to help. So that's all we're doing right here, is just making that natural. And then we are, of course, not using the same crack for every single one. We're gonna have to change it on all of them. But now we're gonna do a top piece. So the next custom code I'm going to do, I think, is going to be like a round rug situation. I've been asked for that, and a street code, which I'm still working on. I finally am gonna start another island for Christmas that I need a winter road for. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a road code for that, and when I do that, I'll record it and make a tutorial of it. It is going to be a hefty one with a lot of pieces. The pieces are not all going to be required, but you know, it's just to give a lot of options, just because, you know, we want options when we're doing those. And then I'm just going to do a couple of single tiles that I just like to have. I like to have a couple of single tiles that just stand on their own to put around the outside of these codes. I just like to have them. So these are optional. You don't have to make them, but I always like to have one or two of them. And yeah, so it's just kind of like this. It's nothing too crazy. It is pretty pixelated, worn, and broken up, but not all the way, if that makes sense. Yeah, probably doesn't. It's totally fine. So thank you guys for joining me. I know you guys can be doing absolutely anything, and you chose to join me for another tutorial. I appreciate you so much for that. I hope you are all having an amazing day or night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.